Hey, what's going on, guys? This is for the traders out there. A lot of you want to get access to Binance, but it's not available to you. So if you're in the situation where, let's say, you already have a Binance account, you're not able to access it because you're abroad. Well, yes, you are able to use a VPN, but there are a couple of things you want to keep in mind. I will show you guys a couple of VPNs besides Express, but personally speaking, I like to use Express. There's also Nord, and I'm also going to just launch another VPN here so that you know what I am going to recommend at the end of this video, or after I just talk about a couple of things that you really need to keep in mind before you use a VPN with Binance. I'm going to use ExpressVPN to demonstrate, but you can use any of the VPNs, and I'll leave links to all the VPNs I mentioned in case you want to follow along or learn about them or whatever it is. Okay, so links will be down below. Now, when it comes to using a VPN with Binance, there are a few key points you want to keep in mind. So the first question is, do you need a VPN to access the site? The answer is no. You don't necessarily need a VPN to access the site, and you can create an account or access one already created. But this is only if you're in the right region. So right now, I'm in a region where Binance.com is entirely available. Now, if I were in the States, then Binance.com is not going to be available to me. So if I wanted to trade like I usually would, let's say outside the States using Binance.com, and I go for a visit to the United States, and I try to access Binance, I'm not going to be able to access Binance.com. So even though you may be able to view the website itself, if you're actually trying to go to the website, let me just delete this part. So if you're just going to Binance.com from the US, it's going to redirect you to Binance.us. So if I'm in the States and I already have an account with Binance.com and I'm not able to access it, this is where a VPN can help me out. So again, let's say I'm in this situation, I'm in the States, I'm going to go ahead and I'm using a computer for a very good reason. I wouldn't recommend doing this on your phone because of the GPS trackers on your phone, and Binance will be able to find out that you're using a VPN on the phone, which is not really compliant with their policies. So honestly, it's risky to do it over the phone. I wouldn't recommend it just to avoid any complications. Honestly, I wouldn't take that risk, especially if you have plenty of investments already in your Binance account. So again, I wouldn't recommend it on the phone, but on the computer, it is doable. You're actually able to make the system think that this is just normal traffic and not VPN traffic. So if I were in the States and I'm getting this message, I would just go to Express and connect to the country that does allow for me to access Binance.com. So if I go to the Netherlands, okay, now that I'm connected, I know that my IP address now is a Netherlands IP address. So I'm going to go to Binance now that I've confirmed that I'm indeed in the Netherlands. My browser thinks I'm in the Netherlands. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this bit of the URL and try to access Binance.com again and see what happens. And there we go. Now I have access to Binance.com, and I can view the coins and whatever it is, and it's as easy as that. Usually I like to go to the trader's view right here in Spot and just kind of watch things from here. So that's basically it as far as how to get access to Binance. Now, again, if you're trying to access your account from a country where it's not available, but your account is already KYC'd and you're verified and everything, but you're just trying to access your account from a place where it's not available, this is how you do it with a VPN. However, if you're making a new account, you will be prompted to complete KYC. And of course, your KYC should align with your location where you're signing up from. So if you're using a VPN and you're connecting to the Netherlands and you're opening a new account, you're going to have to KYC and verify yourself in order to be able to actually deal with money. Okay, so does a new user need to do KYC? No, not necessarily. If you are a new user, you can choose to ignore the KYC prompt and have an unverified account. However, you're not going to be able to deposit or transfer or withdraw at least until basic KYC is completed. Now, let's say you have a KYC account, and again, now you're in a different country. Can you use a VPN to trade on your account? Yes, you can. I wouldn't recommend it on the phone. Again, like I said earlier, I would recommend that you do that over your PC or computer, because over the phone, they're going to be able to track your GPS. There are GPS trackers in your phone, and they can tell Binance that you're not in the right region, and that could cause complications. Again, I wouldn't recommend it. So that's basically it for the video. I tried this with 3 VPNs over my computer, and I wanted to choose the VPNs that have great security. They don't log your information, and they have proof that they don't record your information, which is great. And they're very quick, and overall, they're great VPNs for privacy. Again, I'm going to leave reviews in the description below, but my recommendations for Binance, and I've tried these 3 VPNs with Binance, and they do work really well. They also work with other services like Polymarket, for example, is not available to me, so I use Express to get access to Polymarket. Same thing with Bet365 and other websites and crypto exchanges. There's also DYDX, which is a crypto exchange that I used a lot a few months ago. I'm not using much anymore. I'm mainly on Binance, but that's another crypto exchange that I basically used Nord actually for back then. Now I'm using Express. I used Nord because back then they had the dedicated IP service, but thankfully now Express offers it, so I can just use it from Express if I ever need it again. So that's very nice. And the reason I'm using Express, by the way, is just because it's incredibly simple to use, and the app itself is so light. You know, as you can tell, there's no map interface, there's no graphics. It's just so simple. It's meant to be as reliable and as consistent as it can get. So that's why I like to use Express. Go with Nord if you're interested in a whole bunch of extra features that can be very useful. My favorite is MeshNet, which is basically going to give you the ability to share files between any device that has NordVPN installed on it and you. And this is honestly my favorite secure way of transferring files from one device to another using a cloud service. So it's a nice, secure cloud service that allows you to transfer files. Now, Surfshark's going to be the one that gets the job done at the cheapest possible cost without sacrificing any of the features. In fact, if you go with some of the higher tier plans with Surfshark, it's still going to be cheaper than something like Nord or Express, yet it will offer you so much for that price, like an antivirus and a safe search feature and alert systems and whatnot, plus a VPN that allows for an unlimited number of devices to be secured with just a single subscription. Unlike NordVPN's 10 device limit, and ExpressVPN allows up to 14 devices, depending on which plan you go for. That's basically my recommendation for the best VPN for Binance. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer as soon as I can. And again, I'll leave links to all these VPNs, and that will also save you a little bit more money rather than having to go directly to the website and getting the regular undiscounted deal. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.